Hey, greetings, Dwayne. Today is Wednesday, the 23rd day of September 2020. I just want to go through a real quick recap with you of what's happened so far this week with LOGIC247. That is our Emini Alert service. We are currently in week 112. So stand by, and I'm going to drag up. Here we go. Last week, which was week 111, we issued a total of 68 alerts. 16 of them never actually triggered. We had 52 actionable alerts. 5 of those were stopped out. Now, for a stop out, we don't want to risk more than $300 per contract per trade, less when possible, based on the 3-step methodology that I teach all of our traders. So last week, week 111, 10% of actionable alerts were stopped out. That's not a typical number. What we've averaged over the last 111, now 12 weeks, is 20% of all LOGIC247 alerts do get stopped out. So this was a better than average week. Week 112 started Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. For a lot of folks, Wall Street is all about Monday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. But when you trade futures, you get to go to work on Sunday night if you want to at 6 p.m. Eastern. That's when the markets open, and that's when this private messaging channel opens for business, and we stay open from 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday right on up until Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern when the markets close. Now, these alerts come out as opportunity presents itself. Because I'm on Pacific time, the Telegram app reads the computer or the clock on your computer. So if you're in the East Coast, you're going to see East Coast time. If you're in the Midwest, etc. Phoenix doesn't do daylight savings time, so 8 months out of the year I'm on Pacific time, and so right now I'm on Pacific. So Sunday night, Globex open, 6 p.m. Eastern. Our first alert came out at 7:28 p.m. Now, that was my time, Pacific time, so we were a little later getting the alert out Sunday night than normal. The first alert was to be short the S&P at 3306. Initial target, 3304. Second target, 3298. And the final trade to target was 3298/99, which is a weekly trading zone. So the first alert issued this week, week 112, was good for $687.50 per contract traded. If you've earned the right to trade more contracts, and that's how it works with us. You start out in the simulator. Once you put together 10 consecutive days in a row where you reach your goal, then you go live with one contract. Then once you increase your account balance by $2,000, that funds adding a second contract. And that's how you climb the ladder, one contract at a time, always adding the next contract with profit you earned in the market. The next alert was the Dow. Okay, it was a short, $135 per contract traded. Next was a short on the Russell, $80 per contract traded. And then here was a no trigger on the Russell, short on the NQ, $170 per contract traded. No trigger on the NQ, no trigger on crude, no trigger on gold, and then this would be silver, $125 per contract traded. Now we roll into Monday, and this is the Dow, no trigger. S&P, this was a long. B stands for buy. T is initial target. And then the second target, we call that potential resistance. third target, potential resistance. And then the final trade 2 target on a long is always the weekly trading zone overhead. So at the time we did the recap, the swing high was 32.9850. On each one of these alerts, this little number up here in the brackets, that is the swing high of that move. Now, it may have moved even higher after the fact, but at the time we come through and do the recap, when Valerie does, that's the current swing high. And so on this one, it was to be long at 93. The swing high was 98.50. You can see that our second target was 32.98. And so from 93 to 98, it's 5 points at $50 a point. It's $250 per contract traded. There's a long on the Dow. There's a stop out. Red X means we were stopped out. There's a long on the NQ, $120 per contract. Here is a short on crude. We've now rolled to the X contract, $290 per contract traded. A no trigger on gold, a no trigger on silver. Now here was a hedge on silver. That was good for $1,125 per contract traded. S&P, long, 32.77. We ran up to 32.81. That's 4 points, $50 a point, $200 per contract traded. Long on the NQ, good for $360 per contract. Alert number 5,266. You'll see they're all sequentially numbered. That's how many alerts we've put out in LOGIC247 since we began 112 weeks ago. $112.50 per contract traded. Here is a long on the S&P, $87.50. Here's a long on the Dow, $160 per contract traded. Long on the Russell, $160 per contract traded. Long on the NQ, $454 per contract traded. Here's a short on crude. Again, we're in the X contract now. And that was worth $130 per contract traded. And this one would be silver, $75. That was a mistake on my part, so we just scratched it out. Never triggered, and the numbers were wrong as well. And also on the S&P, here's a short, which I'm going to show you these because these trades, all the rest are ones that were issued today, okay, during the live broadcast. So let me just give you an idea of what those look like. Okay, now the S&P. Valerie hasn't even had a chance to come through and recap these yet because they just happened. In fact, this alert went out during the afternoon broadcast to sell 32.67 down to 31.88/89. And you can see it's on its way. Short 32.67, initial target 65, 62, 57, 32.30. Okay. Now, from 32.67 to 32.30, that's 37 S&P points. 37 times 50. It's $1,850 per contract traded. And that went out today, live on the afternoon broadcast. CFRN, the station that pays you to listen. Okay. All right, so we had an S&P, followed by a Dow, followed by a Russell, followed by an NQ, followed by crude and gold and silver. And so I'll show you exactly what those look like. Okay. This is all live in real time. We send the alerts out before they trigger. This isn't one of those look at a historic chart and tell you about, well, how, you could have got in here and you could have got out here and this would be how much you would make. No, this is what actually happened. The alerts go out before they trigger so that you have plenty of time to get to your computer, get set up, get your thinking cap on, get ready to trade. Okay. So the entry was 26895, which was way up here. And then on the Russell, we earlier today had a long trade, which was to buy 1495, ran to the target at 1498. And we had an alert to be short here at 1477. And this I put out right after the show ended to be short 1467. And we've traded all the way down to 47. So 20 points, $50 a point. That's worth $1,000 per contract traded. That happened today, live in real time. Okay, so now that we're done with the Russell, let's take a quick look at the NQ. It is right here. Sell 109.12. We're down to 107.93. Okay, let's get an idea of what that's worth. 109.12 minus the swing low, 107.86. 107.86. It's 126 points at $20 a point. That's a $2,500 move, $2,520 per contract traded. And that alert was sent out today. That was the NQ right there at 11:07 a.m. Pacific, 2:07 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Now you can actually go back and watch today's show. Just go to youtube.com/CFRN and you'll find years of our daily recap. We have a live training room every day from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. We take a 30-minute break. We come back and then we do a 2-hour recap of everything that's happened over the last 24 hours. But again, the alerts are coming at you around the clock whenever opportunity presents itself. We also have another type of alert called the Concierge Trade Alerts, but I'm going to save that for next time. What I will show you real quick is if you point your browser to eminifuturestrading.com, you can start trading with us today. You read it right, $97 a week. Now, not only do you receive the alerts, you have access to the 2 hours of training every day. You have the workshops on Thursday night. You have unlimited one-on-one mentoring, and you can hang out in the discussion group with our traders. Okay. On this page, you'll find everything you need to know about what it is we offer, how to get started. Hey, we've never offered this before at $97 a week. The cost of a lifetime passport is $5,000, $49.97. But right now, for a limited time, because of the pandemic and the economic stranglehold that so many people are in, we don't want you to get left behind. Just $97 a week. You can, of course, contact us anytime at 949-42-EMINI or send us an email, support@cfrn.net. And that ends the recap for today, Wednesday, 23rd day of September, 2020.